bit about where we are and how it's affecting the current situation of the world, I would say, of the Western world, in our passion, in our Toastmasters business, we can call. I understand most of you are either district officers or club officers. And if not, you are quite engaged as well. So if you're not a club officer, you are close to be. So the importance of this meeting, I guess, is to try to put, a public speaking organization in a situation where I'm not sure how is it in Portugal exactly. I understand that it's recommended not to have gatherings, but in Spain we cannot go out of home, so it's totally forbidden. Since yesterday we cannot leave our places unless it's for work, for walking the dog, or for buying food or medicines. So basically we cannot do meetings as we used to do, as most of you visited Toastmasters for the first time to a club and you saw the ambient and you said, this is my thing, I want to join. We cannot do business as we used to do. So we need to change the way, and the clubs, we have 86 clubs in Spain and Portugal, and we need to keep having meetings. Especially we have more time now, so we should be able to have more populated meetings than before. So we need to think about different ways of doing that, and probably thinking about how we can make this an advantage. I was saying this morning to the district officers, how can we turn this into an opportunity instead of being a bad thing? Because, well, we cannot speak in public in front of an audience physically there, but we can still in public to an audience which is virtually there. And nowadays, probably many of you work in environments where you do conference calls from time to time. And it's important that we learn how to do this. I'm now speaking in public. I'm speaking in front of 76 people. And probably I have spoken a few times to this big audience before. So it's public speaking, right? We will start soon with the questions and answers, but just a few notes. Since this morning, we cannot hold any event in the district, physical one. So we will not have area contest, division contest, or district contest physically. So we need to do them. If we do them, which will be decided next week or the week after, it will be virtual. Okay, so even the Layers app that was not clear before, but now it's clear, it's forbidden. Until June 1st, there will be no physical district event. We do recommend that the clubs do the same, so that the clubs should also do online meetings. And for that, there are several tools that you can do. But more than the actual technical part that, I've seen some clubs already doing virtual meetings, and if one or two clubs have done it, 86 can do it. What I'm more concerned about is how we do this the same as we were doing, how we can get more members still to our clubs, how we can engage that, how we can make that entertaining for everyone, and still, be engaged and see ourselves as a development. For those of you who are not district officers, or probably you haven't heard this before, or maybe yes, in the DCM, this is about learning. So we are leaders in a way, and well, we talk a lot about challenges, and we say, yes, we have a weak club and we have not so many members and they don't come to our meetings. Well, this is a real challenge. We are going to do virtual meetings, and we still need to engage those people, and we still need to get new people. So let's try to use this hour, 54 minutes now, to also discuss this kind of opportunities. What can we do to still be doing our thing, and still be growing, and still be getting new members, and still be having fun, and still be supporting members, and still be growing and developing ourselves as public speakers, and as leaders. Okay, we have a couple of three tough months ahead until situation becomes normal, I would say. I hope it's not this crazy as right now in Spain for the 3 months, but it's gonna be similar for more than 2 weeks, I would say. So this is it. We can start with the Q&A. It's going to be a little bit messy because there are so many people. So I would say, why don't you write who wants to speak in the chat, and then we start giving the voice one by one, because it's 82 of you. If 5 want to speak at the same time, it's going to be messy. So Antonio San Nicola.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see all of you. I have a question regarding the content.
Hey, wait. Before speaking, say who you are and where you come from, because some of us don't really know you.
Okay, don't worry, I'm not that famous. I'm the president of Oracle Toastmaster Club. I'm speaking on behalf of my club, and I share what you say, that I think it's important. We send a message and we teach people how to do meetings online. So this is a good opportunity to shape the club for the next level. I have a question regarding the contest, because I read that the European final in Lisbon will be cancelled physically, but the contest will still take place remotely, or we put that on hold?
Okay, the instructions are as follows. We need to decide that. So the district executive committee has to meet in a special meeting that needs to be called in the next 1 or 2 weeks, and it will be then decided whether we run all the contests up or not. We are gonna try to do that next week, so to make sure that everyone, I guess, everyone is involved and everyone should know up to which level you need to compete, or you can compete, and it needs to be decided. Okay.
Can I add something to this?
Sure.
I think we have a very important opportunity to use our club to show people how life can go on, how we can continue even remotely. I think this is a very big opportunity to tell not only our members, but also the world that even though we cannot meet physically, people can still have sessions and continue in competition. So I wouldn't miss this opportunity if we can.
Correct. That's very, very good thinking. By the way, people outside there, they are looking for things to do. Many people, I mean, we are in countries where we live outside and we are all the time meeting.
Everybody's super boring.
Sorry?
Everybody's super boring. I have friends who are passing me lists of things to do, online training. So, of course, this is an opportunity.
This is a great opportunity. So, completely agree with you, Antonio. Thank you. We go with the next question from, this is the one that you have from Angela, who couldn't join, who is finishing her DTM, and she's 5 speeches away. And well, she fears that maybe she's not able to do all those speeches because maybe some clubs don't do as many meetings as before, or she doesn't have the opportunity to speak there. So we will raise this question back to Toastmasters International, whether there will be some kind of extension of the limit of June 30th to finish this. I mean, let's see whether they have some adaptation to the changes. Okay, so we are gonna make this question back to Toastmasters, whether there is any waiver for this.
Maybe it's easier now. Now she can go to any club online to do the speeches that are missing.
In that way, it's easier for her, but in another way, in other senses, it's more difficult because maybe there is some impact. No, but it's a good thing to ask. You know, maybe we get a waiver
Also for the coaches, right? Because the coaches cannot have time for the club to achieve.
Especially for the coaches, and some other DTM projects can be affected. And you know, I don't know if the district conference was going to be the HPL for someone, and we don't have a conference. If the division conference was going to be an HPL for someone, and we don't have conference, it's there could be more impacts than that. So we will make those questions to PMI, and they will reply, and we will share with you the replies. More things. Mangel, we are recording this already, so we will share that with the community. Okay, I saw that you replied to that. Claudia J, being recorded. Chema from Seville.
Hello, Nacho.
100 people. Good. Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Amazing. I mean, this is a great year.
Great. Well, my question was with respect to our area contest, which is going to be held on the 28th of this month. You've mentioned that you have a meeting next week in order to see whether or not the contests are going to be online, and it would be very important for us if we could know that maybe not in advance, but after your meeting, we will have less than a week to organize everything. So my question is, would it be possible to postpone our contest?
Can I answer this, Nacho?
Yes, Cristina.
Yes. So we received this morning sent at 4 a.m. in the morning, an email from the board of directors saying that as of today, any contests in club, area, division, and district levels are banned. We can't hold physical events. This was this morning.
Yes, but my question was with respect to the online contest.
Yeah.
Online, we can do them. But online, we can do them. To your question, yes, you can postpone it.
Actually, we do recommend that you postpone it till we at least clarify how is going to be the schema of contests, you know, because maybe we do contests, but maybe not the same ones that we were considering. So some people may say, hey, why should I compete in area, in whatever? I mean, and you even may consider that with the full amount of work that is organizing this online, maybe you decide that instead of having 5 contests, you only have 3. So, but I would recommend you to postpone it sometime in April. You can do that in Holy Week because nobody, I mean, in Easter, because in Sevilla it's going to be cancelled. So you can postpone it by 1 week and you will be fine, because we are going to do our best to have this discussed and voted next week. Okay.
Okay. So I will just wait for your meeting, and then from the decisions you take there, we will see what's the best date to have the contest.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you. Antonio Mendes. Yes. No, we are not hearing you. You don't have any. Okay. Speak. No. No. Okay. Well, you get this fixed. We move on. Okay.
Alba.
Sorry.
Alba is the question.
Well, Daniela has a question, right? Daniela?
Already asked the question. Hi, I'm the VPPR for Diagonal Mar in Barcelona. Yeah, you're right. We're confined to our houses. We're not allowed to go out. And we will organize our first online meeting next week. I was wondering if you guys have tried it already and if you have any tips on how to keep it interactive. Because in my club, at least, most of us are used to having online meetings and they're pretty much boring. So we're trying to find ways to not make it to make it interactive, not have people talk over each other. But this is just in case you've already had one. If you haven't,
Can someone speak that has had an online meeting? I know Patricia is here from Madrid Advanced Speakers, but I don't know if there is any bigger club that has done it. Patricia, for the moment, anyone else?
I have one online meeting. I had one online meeting. I can answer this.
Okay.
We did in Invicta Toastmaster was just to focus that we were all stuck at home and focus more on the enjoyment of having people together in these strange circumstances, and try not to follow the rules, but to keep professional and enjoy the time, enjoy the moment. And our Toastmaster was very active, and he was muting everybody, and he was explaining everything. And we were in those most stressful time, we were making jokes and trying to be more like a big conversation than actually stiff meeting. We just enjoyed the 2 hours that we spent together.
Okay, Patricia, any tip?
Can I speak? Yeah. From my point of view, Raquel and Maravillas, I think that you are both there with me. It was a success. And I would say that success is that we could see each other. For instance, Raquel was the timekeeper, and he had several visual aids that she could, everybody could see. So the idea is to keep the emotional contact. Things like receiving applauses. If everybody unmutes at the same time, we agreed to do movements with our hands or something like that. So I think, of course, the key is the Toastmaster and the discipline, regardless of the tool. In our case, we used Hangouts. It worked well. Probably the next meeting we will try WebEx, and we'll see depending on how it is going. But the first of all is to try to keep the emotional contact with the people. We are alive and we need that social contact.
Okay. Did any of you record it?
No, the application didn't allow it. Probably with WebEx, we can.
Sergio, did you record it?
No, but we are going to start recording our meetings.
No, but, I mean, not to make them public, but it's a good learning tool for us to try
for keeping in our archive. So every time we need to explain to another person, we have that visual referencing.
Okay, good.
Nacho, Percy here.
Yeah, who is there?
Percy.
Hello, Percy.
Hi, how are you? Hi, everyone. Sorry?
Well, if you want to, ask now. Now you are speaking. Speak.
Yeah, no, because just on this subject, I attended one a few days ago of one of the clubs in Prague. They started already last week to move all their meetings online. It was a really, really nice meeting, actually. It's amazing what you can do and how creative you can be when you're doing this format. And they also, what they did very well was they didn't just finish the meeting afterwards, they had a social part afterwards where everybody basically had their drinks, and it was like being in a virtual bar. So it was great fun. There's another one, just in case people want to check it out, on Monday of one of the Prague clubs. I can send you the link if you want. I don't know how many people they will allow as guests to participate, or just to watch, but it could be interesting because they've got already some experience. One thing that came out of it, and I don't know if you considered it, is to have, because Zoom as a platform is quite good for this, but you have a time limit on it unless you pay for it. And it's a lot of money for every club to have their own Zoom account. So they're going to do a few accounts for the districts, 3 or 4, I think, or 1 per area, or something like that, so that different clubs can use the same Zoom account and have unlimited time on it, and the cost is covered by the district.
Yeah, for us, we have a WebEx, Cisco WebEx allows us up to 100 people, I guess, which is more than enough for clubs, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if it's not enough, we are doing well. If we are having meetings with more than 100 people, please call me immediately. we need to celebrate. But it's a good idea. We were thinking about that, but then we got the free thing of 100 people. If any club needs that, please contact your area director.
Yeah.
Just let me add you, Gustavo from Portugal. Zoom now, if you open an account, you have the ability to have no time limit. It is an exception.
Yeah, many companies are extending the limitations because of the coronavirus thing, because we are all doing this. I mean, it's not only us, it's families using Zoom for meeting. They are doing the Sunday lunches, Sunday family lunch with Zoom, with an iPad there. So good. Okay, Antonio, I guess you fixed your mic.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Well, 3 comments. Of course, everybody knows this is a wonderful time to promote for lots of reasons we know. But after I saw this morning a webinar about contests using Zoom, almost 3 hours and a half, one of the issues is that are all of the members in all of the clubs able to handle as an online meeting using Zoom or WebEx or Hangouts or whatever? The first online meeting, maybe depending how is the agenda, but can be a mess, because we must learn, we must teach at least 1 or 2 persons with more experience to teach to all of the people, all of the members on the club, to download on the mobile phone or the PC at home, download the app or the application, and to show the people how to handle it. Because the Zoom master is the person who have all of the functionalities to handle it and stop micros and create the chats, create special rooms. And of course, before to have a contest on the area, it's important to have this experience on the clubs to how to handle a session by online application. It's not so easy, because you must think that maybe most of all of the people we are here on this conference, maybe all of the people know how to work with the Zoom or Skype or whatever, but maybe half of the members don't have that experience yet.
It's a good advice that maybe there should be a pre-meeting of training on the tool, because not everyone is using this tool, these kind of tools often. So good point there, Antonio. Do you have more comments?
And also some regarding the promotion, responsibility to the VPPR. Because normally lots of clubs make a snapshot, make a photo, making on the Facebook and Instagram and Meetup, but especially on Facebook and Instagram, make just a photo. I think it's important to create, especially in the Facebook, an event with the code of the access to the session meeting, to be more easy that anyone are at home at that time.
Yeah. Clear.
Facebook and be curiosity to enter on the online session.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say one thing related to the meetings? In Invicta, we send the agenda via WhatsApp for all the would know what will happen.
Okay.
So we use the WhatsApp for sending the agenda.
Okay, for everyone, I mean, we are half of the meeting, and I see that the chat is full of people that want to speak. So let's try to be concise, okay? So for instance, Antonio, what you said is, let's use Facebook to put the link there so people can get there. Sergio, use WhatsApp as well, okay? Let's try to speed this up a little bit, because I know many people want to join the meeting at 8, the webinar at 8. So it's not that I want to leave, it's that I want you to also go to the next one if you want. You had a third point, Antonio.
Yeah, the third point is, well, was the VPPR situation. Basically was that, and testing before the session.
All right. Next one, Claudia. Okay, do you have a question, or is this just a comment? I'm not hearing you. Okay, we continue. Concienciado Veracruz. You will have your first meeting tomorrow. Sofia, video recording and club evaluation. Sofia, can you explain this? Sofia Andrade.
Hi. Yes, I have been doing the you know, that advanced manual that is communication in video. So I was planning, I have to do at least 3 more speeches. I would record it in video and probably share the link, I don't know, in a private channel in YouTube or so, to some of my fellow Club Toastmasters, and they could evaluate me. So I think that is valid. That is valid, correct?
You mean doing video recording, and instead of doing instead of speaking live, you just share the video?
Yes, but I am doing that manual. Okay, so for me that is perfect. What I'm saying is, maybe other persons can actually record their performance on their houses, share with fellow colleagues, and the colleagues will evaluate. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. It's an advantage, right? Many clubs buy a camera for recording the speeches. Some others, they cannot afford it. With this, you have it automatically. That's a good point. Thank you, Sofia. Percy, you can give speeches outside your club? No. Yes, you can give speeches outside your club, for sure.
It's just a comment on the point that was raised earlier about not being able to finish your manual. If you don't have enough meetings of your club, you can join other clubs, give your speeches there.
Yeah, but the problem is that you have to do 5 speeches in 5 months. Maybe you don't find a slot even in other clubs, because some clubs may have less meetings because of this virtuality thing. There is a risk. It's a risk. It's not a fact, but it's a risk. Carla.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. My question has pretty much been answered already about the resources, because we at 22@, we've never had an experience of an online meeting. This will be our first experiment, and we were wondering if there was some best practice or guidelines to help us. And also we were wondering about the time. I know that Zoom has a time limit, so it's probably a need. If we use the tool, we need to squeeze it in 40 minutes, but we were also concerned about it's different when you're in a room with people live. If you're sitting in front of your computer, there is a chance that people will lose attention easily. It's a different means, and I think needs to be treated differently.
Okay, Gustavo, maybe we should send out an email to everyone with the different tools that we can use. A couple of examples. There is no limit right now with the crisis. During the crisis of the coronavirus, there is no, the limit of Zoom is bigger than normally. WebEx also has removed some limitations. So many of the tools that normally would not fit for our needs now are fitting. So maybe, Gustavo, we can build up some kind of comparison and send that out around the district to help the clubs.
Okay.
Okay, because we have already analyzed 3 or 4. So the one that Sergio uses, the WebEx, the Zoom that you have already controlled, I guess with these 3, we should cover the full spectrum.
And for those who are already holding meetings online, do you somehow alter the agenda, or do you keep the normal timings?
Keep the timing.
You keep them.
Keep the timing.
Okay.
Carla, in any case, there is going to be a webinar in 29 minutes, organized by our colleagues from Poland and Finland and Lithuania. Well, this part of Europe, about online meetings.
Okay.
That's why I'm rushing a little bit, because I want to allow those of you who want to go to this kind of webinar, join at 8.
Cool. If you could share the link because I don't have it, that would be great.
Christina, can you share that in the chat? Thank you. An HPL, Alex, is the High Performance Leadership Project, and it's one of the requirements to become distinguished Toastmasters. And normally it's like a big project, and many people do things like organizing a conference, or organizing an event, or things like that. Okay? Sophia, which platform do you suggest for online meetings? As we said, WebEx, Zoom, or Jitsi, right, Sergio? Did I say it right?
Yeah, Jitsi. We use Jitsi.
So we will at least send out the names so that you get them. Yeah, there are some groups online that are now being created to have this thing working. You also replied already. Alba, you have a question? No, we are not hearing you. You need to remove the mute.
Hi.
Now.
I had written already the question. Is there any guidance on what will happen if membership drops due to lack of venue? Because I have one coach concerned about, because he's coaching a week club and people have not paid the fees yet. So they are thinking, what will happen if not many people renew?
We don't know yet, but this is something we discussed in the beginning of the meeting. We are going to raise this question to Toastmasters International, whether there is going to be some kind of waiver in the time limit of some of the things that can be impacted, like distinguished Toastmasters or club coaches, people that might be affected by this. Okay?
Okay, fine, thank you.
Okay. Anyone used to online meetings? Do you recommend WebEx as an adequate tool, or maybe we should try better alternatives? Gabriel, WebEx is a good tool. It's a proper tool. Okay. Zoom has the advantage that you see all faces, I guess. But I would recommend you that a small group in the clubs try a couple of them and make a decision. I mean, try that for 5-6 minutes, and then you go over and you try the other one. It's a matter of taste. I use Zoom with Toastmasters and WebEx at my real life, and I like them both. And today, even Hangouts work well for Madrid Advanced Speakers. Or yesterday, sorry. Beatriz, is the district conference still happening, or is it cancelled? The conference is cancelled. The contest is still to be decided, but the conference as an event is cancelled. Okay, so there will be no gathering of people in Lisbon during the last weekend of May, which makes us really sad, by the way. Question for Christina. Limit for divination contest put back beyond 10th of May.
It is already answered.
Okay, Rui, this will be something to be decided by DCM, by DECOM. Yeah, this will be part of the decisions that we'll be discussing. So we had a perfect schedule for the year with all the limits, with everything organized, and now we need to rethink it twice. Huh? So we will get back to you with all the news as soon as we make decisions in the District Executive Committee.
Nacho, excuse me, a situation. Regarding the tools, during this morning, for the contest, somebody said that, and also the webinar was made in the Zoom tool, and the Zoom tool means that it can be the best tool for the clubs, because after the sessions we have the contests, and the contests require a very, I don't say the complicated, but it's very complex, the management of the contests by a tool, and the Zoom means can be the best choice to organize a contest, because it exists to create several rooms at the same time. People must change from one room to the other, imagine the table topics and the evaluation.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
It's okay. Okay. Well, that's a good reason to choose one and not the other. So maybe Zoom. If Zoom is going to be the one for the contest, maybe Zoom should be the one for the meeting, so that you are familiar with only one tool. Or if you are here to learn a lot of things, you can try them all. I had to say that. I hadn't said this still in a meeting of almost 40 minutes, Sergio. Send me the link. Thanks for answering the question. Was great. Soledad. You recommend Zoom. Percy.
It's an experience.
Can I ask a question? Rui, you have a question? Rui Enriquez? Are you still there?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My question goes back to fees renewal. They needed to be done by the end of this month. We all had that rush that a few weeks ago, some of the clubs were Speedy Gonzalez and what have you. Other clubs are still trying to process it. Could you guys get some clarity from Toastmasters if there's going to be an extension or the date maintains, so that we can advise clubs? Because at the moment, everyone is thinking COVID-19 and not thinking about renewals, and we're 2 weeks away.
Okay, we'll ask about it. I presume the answer.
I think we should go ahead and make the payment, because we're still having access online, etc. It makes sense.
In the end, we will say you are normally paying online. You are still meeting online, so do everything.
Sure.
Online.
I mean, that would be the logic. Okay, but do get it in case we get some questions from members. To safeguard what I think we should do, at least as clubs, is make sure that at least 8 members pay, so that everything is operational in terms of Toastmasters website, and then we can always pay up later if necessary and catch up.
Yeah.
Will you take up the question with them officially?
Yeah, I will ask them.
Okay, thanks, Nacho.
They don't know. They don't always answer though. Huh?
Sure.
But
okay.
they will make questions.
We'll have contingency plans and go ahead and pay nevertheless. Thank you.
I have a question. Alba, do you have another question, or is the same one? Okay. Andre. That's a good one.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Andre here. So I'm the Vice President of Education of a new prospect club in Lisbon. And we had already our first meeting last Thursday. And basically we implement all of the recommendations that we already saw, so everything. But we were somehow struggling with the feedback sheets, okay? If anyone can give us a hint on how can we then share this before and after, that will be a good hint, okay? Because we also share the agenda, so the agenda is it's easy because we can always send this by WhatsApp or email, but the evaluation sheets, it was a challenge, okay? And again, we are also learning, and if someone has any idea, we will be more than glad to hear it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any answer for Andre?
Andre, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. If you distribute the evaluation sheets as a PDF, a lot of people will be able to edit the PDF, add the text in the computer, save it, and send to the speaker.
Can I comment there, please?
Yes.
Okay, in Pathways, we do have the evaluation sheets easily accessible, and they are PDFs editable. We haven't been using it at the club. This is an opportunity for us to sort of test the Basecamp interface.
Can I say something? I guess if
yes.
if anything fails, I guess we can just, if we have a printer at home, we can just print the evaluation sheet, take a picture and send to whoever is being evaluated through WhatsApp or whoever it's easier.
Makes sense.
If you have a printer.
If you have a printer, yeah.
Or if you have the editable Word, you can share with your members. Just share with them and they will send the feedback by email or whatever.
But Gustavo, the pathways do have that, and they are readily available. It's more for the legacy program, but you still have the old ones where you have to actually physically write. So it's an opportunity for us to all go digital. We were resistant here in Portugal, at least in the north. It's an opportunity now as a way out.
May I?
Yes,
I'm Berta
please.
from Barcelona Toastmasters.
Hola,
I was proposing actually the same, this with pathways, because in Basecamp there's a tool that you can use to actually ask for feedback through the platform to the fellow Toastmasters. The only problem that I see to that, because I was going to say the same thing that Rui was proposing, is that the people has already difficulties for going online. So we have people who have actually a speech scheduled for this week, and they're already saying, yes, I was going to have the speech, but I don't really see the point in doing it in online because it's not the same without the people through the PC, not standing there, maybe sitting in front of the PC. So the people are already reluctant to do the speeches in this format. So asking for the feedback that way will be also challenging. I was very pro of that. I was actually going to propose the same thing that Rui was saying, but we have difficulties enough for the people going online and difficulties enough with pathways itself. So put everything together and it may be a bit difficult to convince the people.
Yeah, but now there is no other way.
Yeah, it may be a chance.
That's the good and the bad thing. Eh? The good thing is that now we need to take it. Yeah. Maybe they will be reluctant, and we hope that they embrace this in the end.
But the tool itself is very good. So you can go to Basecamp, and I don't even think that you need to be doing any pathway project. I think even in the old system, this feedback tool is separate of the project itself. So you can go there and ask the people in the club to give you feedback about what you ask them to. So I think that it's not necessarily related to a pathways project.
But maybe what is true is that what we need to do is to do some training for those people that maybe are not so skilled in tools, that they don't feel so comfortable with clicking and things like that, and that we need to do some kind of guideline for them. So the same as people not saying, I'm not sure whether I can manage Zoom or something like this.
Yeah.
So maybe if someone does something, please share it with your area director, and we will make sure that it goes up and down, and we distribute that to all the districts, right? So if you create some kind of training material for non-skilled Toastmasters members, non-IT skilled, share it, because that's always it's always nice.
Nacho, my question was also in that direction. What do we do with these people who already signed it? Actually, they had a speech planned. So if you have any idea to keep them in the program and so to convince them to do the speech, even if it's not live.
This is speaking in public. I mean, you are right now speaking to 107 people.
Even more. Mm-hmm.
And I guess, I mean, I've been a few times, and I'm the district director, so I speak in the conferences. I've been a few times speaking to this big audience, just a few. And this is a video. I mean, you are 107 of you. You are analyzing how I'm speaking, exactly the same as if I was on a stage. This is the future. So, and right now in Spain, all the companies that did not telework, we have found out the ways to do telework. And when you do remote working, you do this kind of thing. You stop speaking in meetings and you start speaking in remote meetings. So if you are good in speaking, if you are good in speaking in public, you are good in speaking in meetings, and you are good in speaking in virtual meetings. So I guess we should embrace, try to promote this, that this is the future. I mean, I don't know how old are these people. Maybe they are retired and they say, I'm not going to work in this kind of environment. That's correct, and then it's fine. Then we might lose some people, but with this speech. We need to find new speeches. But normally, if you are working, and this is 90% of our members are people that are trying to develop themselves in a professional way, learning this is really cool. And before, Sophia was saying that she was doing the video, the pathways, the path about video, because that's actually one of the new things that we didn't have before, now we have, and it's working much better. So this is, there is always a good thing on everything. Okay.
Nacho, Gemma speaking. Nacho, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. It's about the tutorial with pathways and giving feedback to the people. I believe that a few months ago we did a tutorial for our members, and I'm not quite sure. I will have to check whether or not we included these how to give feedback through pathways. So let me check.
If you have it, share it with your area director.
Yes, I will share it with Claudia.
And she will share it with the rest of the district team, and we will deploy back to everyone. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hi Nacho, can I speak?
Sure.
Yes. Hello everyone. Earlier in the webinar about contests, they were talking that the speakers should present themselves just with our head and near to our torso, so that we could see hands and everything, just like Sergio Age is doing now. So I think that we can maybe start training, and with that try to make speakers and members more comfortable about doing the speeches. I think that is something even Toastmaster and people who is doing some functions could just use that. And with that, maybe we could be more quiet, more similar to what is our performance in a direct speech. Also, there was another tip about timekeeper that we earlier talked about. With that option that we have about the screenshot background, we could do a red, a yellow, and a green background, just like I'm going to do something green. Okay, it's not beautiful, but we can prepare that for timekeepers, and it could be a simple way to present a timer with a green, a yellow, and an amber background. Wow. Okay, those were two tips that I have to share about webinar. I also have a question for Sarah about the area director's visits. I was going to do mine now in March. I have this schedule, and now, well, they are going to be online. I guess that it could be also an opportunity to try to help the clubs to prepare their online and maybe give them feedback about how they can gain members and do the online sessions that could be more challenging and dynamic, so that new guests could stay. So I don't know also about the deadlines. You have told us in Madrid that we had until 31 March, but I think that we'll only be able to do that maybe until the end of April. Any comments about that, Sarah?
Can I, Nacho?
Please.
Okay, so it's true. I'm very worried because of the deadline that I proposed in Madrid is coming very soon. We talk about April, we talk about March. You know, the official date is by the end of May. All the area visits should be done and reports submitted. Right now, what Toastmaster is telling us is if the club is having online meetings, the area directors can do the online visits, okay? And yes, Patricia, like you said, they can propose things that the club can improve. in these online meetings. I know it's a challenge because the report is very complete and some of the questions are hard to fill when you're online, but it's like Nacho said, this is a learning opportunity for all of us. Also, if the club is not having online meetings, but I would imagine it would happen all over Portugal and Spain, online meetings till the end of May. But for instance, if the club is having physical meetings, the visit cannot be online. It only can be online if the club is doing, as we expect, online visits. So that's the thing.
Which is going to be all clubs.
Yeah.
One more thing. Thank you, Patricia, for all the suggestions. They are very good. One really good thing that you said that inspired me. Have you attended conference calls, professional ones? Can you say yes or no? Okay, many of you. Do you think they are normally successful? Yeah, so, right? Well, Berta, that's another thing you can sell. By doing a Toastmasters meeting, you are learning how to do an online meeting, and conference calls are really painful normally. I mean, this one is going really smooth. But this is because we are very used, most of us, to use this tool, or especially the district team, we are doing this all the time. But normally, this is not, we have all seen that. Huh? Okay, we continue. They suggest also using Google Form, a small form online to get feedback for the evaluation forms. That's a good thing. That Ana Santos Carvalho. Nothing. Is there any other question? Because I see a lot of text here and I cannot read and listen at the same time. Is there any other question? No? No more questions? Oh, perfect. Then we finish.
Nacho, may I mention just one thing?
Sure, Paulo.
Hi, everyone. Just following Patricia's comment, for the one of the suggestions they gave also for the speakers, when you are speaking, either if it's in a club or in a contest, but let's focus on a club. Since you need to see the timekeeper, and maybe there are more than 25 people on your screen, there is an option here on Zoom. I don't know how it works with other applications, but in Zoom, you can pin the video of a person to your first screen. So make sure that if you are the speaker, pin that person to your first screen for the timekeeper, just to make sure that you don't lose them in the whole square, in the whole screen, I mean.
Okay. Thank you. Good tip. Maybe the people that attended that training, you should try to compile the tips. I guess you took notes, and it would be good to share.
Can I just ask a question to Pablo?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Pablo's just come on. Pablo?
Yeah.
The Cisco club that was recently chartered, you were involved, right?
Yeah.
There was an email in Spanish about the WebEx license. Could you just elaborate just a little bit more on that at the moment, if possible, for like 2 minutes before we switch off?
Basically, what they said is that they just opened their platform for us to use freely. I'm not sure if they did it already outside Toastmasters, but they wanted to do it for us. And if you think it's important, I can translate that mail, because we just send it like in a rush for you to have the information.
We'd appreciate that, and just some tips on how to consider when we're considering WebEx with Zoom. I'd appreciate that.
We need to test it ourselves, the rest of the clubs, but we think it's a good tool. And also the guys from Cisco offer their help if you think it's necessary to have a webinar on how to use WebEx or something like that, something very light, but they offer to do so. So that could be also interesting if it's requested.
Thank you, Pablo, and thank you, Nacho, for allowing the question
just
right at the end.
Let me add something. If you go to webex.com, the first thing you see on the webpage is we are here for you, work remotely, unlimited usage on the most secure collaboration platform. So we don't need that specific link. You can just sign up on the website. Also, Microsoft Teams, it's open without time limit. So a lot of options are available.
Okay. A couple of final comments. Some people were asking whether we are gonna, whether the fees that have been paid for the conference will be reimbursed. Yes, they will be fully reimbursed. Thanks God, there has been no expense being made in that conference yet. So everyone who has paid will be reimbursed. Okay. Now, don't ask when, because this needs to be done, which is, but it will be reimbursed. Okay. Flight tickets, if you took them, talk to the airlines and see if you can get that, and accommodation as well. Right, Pablo? And yeah, just wanted to close 3 minutes. Thank you everyone for attending. I mean, more than 100 people. Yeah, you didn't have anything else to do, so that's also, we are missing 2,000 people that didn't come. But no, thank you very much for putting your time on this, because this means that you are interested and you want to really make your club successful, and we appreciate that. And really, let's take this as an opportunity. Yeah, thank you. I am speaking. Thank you for, so let's take this as an opportunity. We can learn a lot. We can learn tools. We can learn how to run online meetings. We can grow. We can reach people that normally are too busy for us. And maybe we make them see that we are more interested than taking beers again on Wednesday, or again on Tuesday, or again on whatever day they are taking the cañas. And we will be deploying more and more information. So whatever you create for your clubs, whatever you have a good idea, share it with your area director. We have a WhatsApp group with all the area, division, and district team, and we will be sharing that back, okay? We will make a decision on the contest thing very, very soon, and as soon as we make the decision, I will be sending out an email with that decision to everyone that received the email for this invitation. Any question you have, you know how to reach us. We should have time to reply to you. So thank you very much. Have a nice evening. And you have there the link as well for the next webinar on online clubs. So thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry,
Bye.
where do we get the link for the next webinar?
It's in the chat.
email.
The email.
Es otro.
Another one.
Bye.
Las 8 y también. Sí, pero estoy con un webinar.